Welcome to InnerSpark, a channel dedicated to inspiring your mind and lighting the fire within you. Albert Einstein once said, "The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing." Here we share timeless quotes and powerful thoughts from the greatest minds in history. Each video is designed to give you a moment of reflection, inspiration, and growth. Join us on this journey of wisdom and discovery. Subscribe now and let your inner spark guide you toward endless possibilities. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, but imagination encircles the world. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. Imagination is the highest form of research. Creativity is intelligence. Having fun logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. The only source of knowledge is experience. The mind that opens to a new idea never returns to its original size. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. Out of clutter, find simplicity. From discord, find harmony. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. You never fail until you stop trying. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. The value of a college education is not the learning of many facts, but the training of the mind to think. Teaching should be such that what is offered is perceived as a valuable gift and not as a hard duty. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Knowledge is limited, imagination encircles the world. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. A scientific truth does not triumph by convincing its opponents, but rather because its opponents eventually die. The important thing is not the knowledge of facts, but the understanding of ideas. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. Single experiment can prove me wrong. Scientists investigate that which already is, engineers create that which has never been. The greatest scientists are artists as well. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Force always attracts men of low morality. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion. Heroism on command, senseless violence, and all the loathsome nonsense that goes by the name of patriotism. How passionately I hate them. I believe in standardizing automobiles. I do not believe in standardizing human beings. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Time is an illusion. Once you stop learning, you start dying. Nothing happens until something moves. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. If at first the idea is not absurd, then there is no hope for it. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Curiosity is more important than intelligence. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle, requires creative imagination. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater. The only thing that you absolutely have to know is the location of the library. To know is nothing at all. To imagine is everything. Once you can accept the universe as matter expanding into nothing that is something, wearing stripes with plaid comes easy. Look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous.